Habs Nation. Have you ever witnessed a veteran star stripped of his high-profile, point-producing role by the rising tide of young talent respond not with bitterness but with unparalleled grace and leadership? In the cutthroat, ego-driven world of professional sports, the typical reaction to such a demotion is a toxic locker room, snide media jabs, or a swift trade demand. Yet today, we're sealing off the tactical war room to dissect a rare exception. Mike Matheson has just authored the definitive playbook on organizational sacrifice and leadership for the Montreal Canadiens. Grab your salary cap ledgers, pull up your time on ice spreadsheets, and brace yourselves for an unflinching breakdown. We're conducting a forensic audit of why Matheson is Montreal's undeniable nominee for the Bill Masterton Trophy and how he secured one of the most team-friendly contract extensions in modern NHL history. Let's start by mapping out the seismic shift that reshaped the Canadiens' blue line. When general manager Kent Hughes first brought in the 6'2", 216-pound Mike Matheson, he was positioned as the offensive catalyst of the defense core. As the power play quarterback, he drove the attack from the back end, peaking with a career-best 62 points in the 2023-24 season. His role was clear: be the engine that fuels scoring chances, the puck mover who sparks transitions, and the veteran presence on a rebuilding squad hungry for direction. Matheson thrived in that spotlight, racking up points and logging heavy minutes as the go-to guy for high-leverage offensive situations. But then, the Canadiens' rebuild hit warp speed, altering the geometric reality of the roster overnight. Last season, the front office injected Lane Hutson into the lineup, a dynamic, offensive-minded defenseman with elite playmaking skills. This year, they pulled off a blockbuster acquisition to land Noah Dobson, another top-tier talent who instantly claimed prime real estate on the power play. In a blink, Matheson's offensive domain was dismantled. He was bumped from the first power play unit to the second, and eventually, this season, stripped of power play time entirely. For a player who built his value on generating points on the blue line, this could have been a career-defining blow, a moment to lash out or disengage. Now, I need you to pause and absorb how Matheson reacted to this seismic role change. There was no sulking on the bench, no leaked complaints to the press, no urgent meeting with management to demand his minutes back. Instead, he embarked on a complete reinvention of his biomechanical and tactical profile. Matheson transformed from an offense-first rover into a penalty-killing gladiator, a defensive anchor willing to grind in the trenches. He's now chewing up a team-leading 24 minutes and 13 seconds of ice time per night, fortifying the defensive structure and acting as a protective shield for the young phenoms like Hutson and Dobson, allowing them to flourish offensively. This isn't just adaptation. It's a masterclass in selflessness, a veteran putting the team's needs above personal glory. While his on-ice sacrifice is nothing short of inspiring, let's pivot our analytical lens to the corporate boardroom, where Matheson truly etched his name into Montreal lore. Entering the final year of his contract, he stood at a critical crossroads. With the NHL salary cap projected to surge in the coming seasons due to league revenue growth, a top-pairing defenseman averaging over 24 minutes a night could have commanded an absolute fortune on the unrestricted free agent market this summer. Teams desperate for veteran stability on the blue line would have lined up with offers well north of market value, potentially pushing his annual salary into the $8 million or higher range for a multi-year deal. Matheson, at this stage of his career, had every right to chase that payday, to secure his family's future with a massive contract elsewhere. Instead, he walked into Kent Hughes' office and signed a 5-year contract extension with a flat $6 million average annual value, AV. Let that sink in. This isn't just a hometown discount. It's a financial lifeline for the organization. By locking in at $6 million AV, Matheson left millions on the table, potentially $10 to $15 million over the life of the deal compared to what he could have fetched in free agency. His decision ensures the Canadiens retain critical cap space to sign their young core, players like Hutson, Dobson, and others, when their entry-level contract expire in the coming years. This is the ultimate act of corporate selflessness, a veteran prioritizing the franchise's championship window over personal gain. It's a move that doesn't just help the team today. It shapes the roster's financial health for half a decade. Now, Let's dive into the sheer absurdity of Matheson's production metrics, because the numbers tell an even more remarkable story. Last season, with 10 power play points inflating his totals, he recorded 31 points over a comparable time frame. This season, stripped of all man advantage minutes and relying almost exclusively on grueling 5-on-5 play and penalty kill shifts, he somehow increases output to 37 points. Read that again. He's generating more offense the harder way, without the cushy scoring opportunities of power play time. This isn't just maintaining value, it's defying logic. Matheson is proving that even when relegated to a defensive role, his hockey IQ, skating, and vision allow him to create chances in the toughest situations, whether the well-timed pinch at even strength or a breakout pass under pressure. This statistical anomaly underscores why Matheson is the Canadiens' clear nominee for the Bill Masterton Trophy, an award honoring perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. He's redefined his career midstream, shifting from an offensive driver to a defensive bedrock without missing a beat. He's shielded the next generation of superstars, taking on the dirty work so they can shine. And he's taken a massive financial haircut to keep the team's championship window wide open for years to come. If that doesn't earn you the hardware, then the voting system is fundamentally flawed. Matheson's journey this season isn't just a feel-good story. It's a testament to what true leadership looks like in a league often driven by ego and self-interest. Let's zoom out and consider the broader implications of Matheson's actions for the Canadiens' culture and future. His willingness to adapt on the ice sets a powerful example for the younger players, showing them that roles can change, but commitment to the team must remain constant. In a locker room filled with rising stars like Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, and Uri Slavkovsky, having a veteran who embodies sacrifice and work ethic is invaluable. It's a kind of intangible that can't be bought or drafted. It has to be lived. Matheson's Mad Ion into a penalty-killing stalwart, while still chipping and offensively reinforces a team-first mentality that head coach Martin St. Louis has been instilling since day one. This isn't just about one player. It's about building a foundation where everyone buys into the collective goal over individual accolades. Financially, Matheson's extension is a game-changer for Kent Hughes' long-term planning. The NHL salary cap environment is notoriously tight, and with the projected increases, locking in a top-pairing defenseman at $6 million AAV is a steal. Compare this to other recent contracts for defensemen of similar caliber. Players like Darnell Nurse in Edmonton at $9.25 million AAV, or Seth Jones in Chicago at $9.5 million AAV. Matheson's deal is a bargain by any measure, especially considering his ice time and dual contributions on defense and offense. This cap relief allows Hughes to allocate resources elsewhere, whether it's securing extensions for the young core or targeting strategic additions in free agency or via trade. It's a ripple effect that could keep Montreal competitive for the entirety of Matheson's new contract and beyond. Let's also examine how this fits into the Canadiens' contention timeline. We're no longer in the early stages of a rebuild. We're transitioning into a genuine window of opportunity, with a roster poised to challenge for playoff success now and in the coming years. Matheson's extension at a below-market rate ensures we don't hit a cap wall just as our young stars hit their prime. Imagine a scenario a few years down the line where Hudson and Dobson are due for big raises. Having Matheson's reasonable cap hit on the books could be the difference between keeping the core intact or losing a key piece to a cap crunch. His decision is a proactive strike against future financial headaches, a move that prioritizes sustained excellence over short-term personal gain. On the ice, Matheson's evolution into a defensive anchor has reshaped how St. Louis deploys his blue line. With Hudson and Dobson handling much of the offensive load, Matheson's ability to log heavy minutes in tough situations, whether it's shutting down top lines at 5-on-5 or eating pucks on the penalty kill, has given the coaching staff flexibility. He's become the safety net, the guy who can be trusted to hold the fort when the game gets chaotic, which is often in the high-pressure environment of the Atlantic Division. This adaptability has allowed younger players to take risks offensively, knowing Matheson is there to clean up mistakes. It's a dynamic that's fueled our recent success, including a scorching 6-game win streak as we head toward the postseason. Let's not forget the symbolic weight of Matheson's actions in a market like Montreal, where the pressure and expectations are unlike anywhere else in the league. Fans here live and breathe hockey, and they've seen their share of veterans who couldn't handle the spotlight or adapt to changing roles. Matheson, a native of Pointe Claire, Quebec, understands the cultural significance of wearing the CH. His choice to stay, to take less money, and to redefine his game for the team's benefit resonates deeply with a fan base that values heart as much as skill. It's a reminder of the legacy of players like Jean Beliveau or Guy Lafleur, who put the team above all else. Matheson may not be a Hall of Famer, but he's carving out a legacy as a player who embodies the spirit of Canadiens during a pivotal era. Now, let's talk about the Bill Masterton Trophy nomination in more detail. The award isn't just about overcoming adversity in a dramatic, headline-grabbing way, though Matheson's career reinvention certainly qualifies. It's also about dedication to the game and sportsmanship, qualities he's displayed in spades. By accepting a diminished offensive role without complaint and excelling in a new, grittier capacity, he's shown a commitment to hockey that goes beyond personal stats. By signing a team-friendly deal, he's demonstrated a rare selflessness that prioritizes the collective over the individual. And by continuing to produce at a high level despite the loss of power play time, he's proven his perseverance. If the voters overlook this story, they're missing one of the most compelling cases in the league this year. Finally, let's consider what Matheson's example means for the future of this team. As the Canadiens continue to integrate young talent and build toward a championship, having a veteran like him, both in play style and in contract structure, sets a precedent. It shows incoming players that success in Montreal isn't about personal glory. It's about contributing to a larger vision. It shows future free agents or trade targets that this is a place where team-first attitudes are valued and rewarded. And it shows the front office that calculated risks on character players can pay off in ways that transcend the box score. Matheson is a blueprint for how a veteran should navigate a franchise transition, and his impact will be felt long after his playing days are over. I'm turning the floor over to you in the comments. Step into the GM's chair. Is Mike Matheson's 5-year, $6 million AV extension the most team-friendly contract in the Atlantic Division right now? Crush that subscribe button now to lock in your permanent executive access to this war room. Slam the like button to overpower the algorithm. Keep your sights locked on the salary cap sheets and stay fiercely tuned in for our next tactical breakdown.